with Bjornsson, with Shaw and Berg 4 points. Hollands and Charlet are well positioned in joint 5th, but Eddie Hall has some work to do if he's to make the top 5. Next up for us, it's a real crowd favourite. It's back to Venice Beach for the keg toss, where our commentators Martin and Colin are ready for the action.
Ready indeed, and there is a change to the keg toss this year. The bar has been raised. It's now at 4.9 metres, 16 feet. 8 kegs ranging from 17 to 24 kilos. 24 kilos, just under 4 stone. And that's the equivalent of throwing them clear over the top of a double-decker bus. It is quite some height. So, good event so far for a couple of Englishmen. Terry Holland's 6 completed kegs over the bar. And Eddie Hall trying to rescue his competition. Bounces one off the back plate, but he gets 6 as well. Tied in 2nd place. But the dark horse of the contest, perhaps Mike Burke. 8 kegs. He has the lead. 28.94, the salient detail here, because we can expect our giants to get 8 over as well. Well, 3 athletes remaining and no surprises if you guessed that they are the reigning champion, the outgoing champion, and the man who was 3rd on the podium last year. Brian Shaw tied for 3rd place after the first 2 events with compatriot and training colleague Mike Burke. And Colin Bryce, he needs to match Burke here. He needs to get all 8. He's clearing a double-decker bus plus an extra story as he just rips through this. This is about speed. He doesn't doubt he's getting them over.
This is outrageous, the last one.
Oh my goodness, 16.59 seconds.
Surely that can't be beaten. That's ridiculous. He never looked back. 2 in the air at one point there.
He might as well be juggling with them. Again, the contempt that he shows for the weight is like Zaviscus with that axle.
16.59 from the USA.
Easy.
Brian Shaw.
Big Daddy versus Giant Haystacks time again, isn't it? The crowd are on his side.
Not done yet.
Is he smarting from those earlier defeats?
Yeah, I think it's really hurting him, and he's just pouring out emotion there after a brilliant performance, and he needed it. He really did.
Brian, that was huge. 8 kegs tossed in 16.59 seconds. Have you ever done it that quick?
No, I think last year I set the mark around 18 seconds on this, and the setup was about the same. I actually ran through keg toss a couple times at home with a 17-foot wall, so this is 16, so I knew that I'd have a lot of clearance, like with the height. So I just knew I had to do it quickly, and you know, I needed to really put some big pressure on these next 2 guys, and I don't think that that's beatable. I'm going to throw that out there. Normally I wouldn't say that, but that was really, really good. So I think the next best time after me ever is something just under 20 seconds. So, you know, if they can, they got a lot of work to do to beat that. That's all I'm going to say.
Please welcome.
Well, new height, new fastest time. He has set a new world strongman record. The question is, will it last a year or just a few minutes? These guys are tossing these kegs like they are empty. I guarantee they are not.
Bjornsson, even quicker than Shaw at the start there, flicking these again without looking backwards.
I tell you what, if I was in the crowd, I'd be taking a step back. Those are coming a long way over the top. Oh, he just clears it. Look at the time. 16:35, a quarter of a second faster. This is what we want.
Gobsmacked. Shaw is gobsmacked. We all are.
The new leader of the keg
Well,
toss
this is the best of the best, the greatest of the greatest. This is what we want to see more of all the way through.
Well, if you hadn't have got that last keg perfectly, I mean, it just cleared the bar, and the time stops when it hits the sand. Now look at this, some of the earlier ones, a lot of power put into them. They went way too high, but the last one, just perfect.
Oh, Fosbury flops over, but some of those landed in a different postcode.
The 3 times world strongest man, Zadrunas
everyone who comes out plays another trump card. 3-time champion, Professor Z, Zadrunas Zaviscus, can't go quicker. We're almost getting to physically impossible. Didn't go over.
He missed the white one. He's got to do it again. Oh, his chances of winning this are absolutely over, and he's got to keep his cool.
Well, at worst, he'll probably end up in third, but oh, will he? Hang on a minute. Burke's time, 28.94, now becomes relevant, because he might only end up in fourth. He is not going to be third. He is only going to end up in fourth. The joint leader, oh my goodness. 28.94 was the time he needed to beat for third. Doesn't do it.
A time of 30.42
Stumbled twice there.
Let's hear it from Big Z.
Everyone apparently is human.
Incredible drama in the keg toss. Brian Shaw's supposedly unbeatable time smashed by Bjornsson before Big Z almost takes his own head off with one of the barrels. In the end, it's the Icelander on top with an incredible time of 16.35 seconds. And that means the big Viking is once again clear at the top, leading Savickas by 3 points and Shaw by 5 at this early stage. Holland's the first of the British contenders, with Eddie Hall making good progress too, while Lawrence Charlie slips to 10th. So, Bjornsson currently besting Big Z. Could we be witnessing the advent of a new period of Icelandic domination of this sport? Maybe the next event will provide the answers. The truck pull is up next on the Commerce World's Strongest Man. Welcome back, everyone, to World's Strongest Man. We're all still a little bit blown away by the incredible events down there on Venice Beach. The keg toss, Brian Shaw with a new world record, Hapthor Bjornsson coming in and smashing it, Bill Kazmar.
That was really an incredible feat of strength, probably one of the best we've ever seen in World's Strongest Man.
Well, it's moved him 3 points clear now in the lead in the finals. He's ahead of Savickas, and you've got Brian Shaw 5 points off the top. Next up, the return of the Mac with the truck pull. Now, we saw this in the qualifiers. Competitors have to put the harness on and drag the rig down 25 metres. The only thing is there seem to be 2 trucks, Bill.
Well, that was a quick one in the qualifier. They've doubled it up. We're going to see how strong these guys really are.
24 tonnes is now the total weight. That's another 8 tonnes more than they had to pull in Sanya, China. Bill, I'm thinking this is the limit of the possible.
This is the evolution of strength. Bigger guys, heavier weights. It's just going to keep going.
24 tons towed down 25 metres in 60 seconds. Now, half a minute is going to be unachievable here. Getting a full pull is going to be very tough indeed. After 3 events, placed 5th, the best of our British contenders, Terry Holland, loves the truck pull, his favourite event. So far, Dave Ostland has the lead, 50 seconds, Mike Burke 53, and the others, well, you see they struggle traction and to get these things rolling. Well, so much of getting the momentum going is leg and upper body strength, hauling on that rope, pushing with those leg muscles, and Colin Bryce, probably even the ears are straining here to move 24 tons.
Yeah, getting over that inertia at the start as well, it's so tricky, and Hollands has done a brilliant job of getting this moving. He needs to get the momentum up and keep it moving, though. He can't tire here. He has to try and finish as soon as possible, and I tell you what, 50 seconds is achievable.
He is speeding up. Have they unattached the second truck? That's about as quickly as he went in the heats with one. That is ridiculous. 43.35. Wow.
Now, once you've got it up and moving and you've got the momentum, it actually isn't that much harder than the first truck. It's the beginning here that is so brutal on the men.
Well, I'm going to have to take your word for that. I wonder what Terry thinks.
Terry, you're known to be one of the best truck pullers in history, but this is heavy. 24 tons, twice as much the qualifying rounds, and 8 tons heavier than last year's final. How did you find it?
The start is really, really tough. Once you get to around the 15-metre point, it's not so bad. The only trouble is by then you've lost a lot of energy.
Yeah, 43.35 seconds. Where do you think that will stand before the top 4?
I would say probably Brian and 4 have got a good chance of beating it. Maybe Zadrunas as well. Hopefully it holds up. I need as many points as I can get.
Let's go. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome from the United States of America.
I tell you what, all sorts of benchmarks are being wiped out in this year's World's Strongest Man. Brian Shaw, the defending champion, only lies in 3rd place, behind Satrunas Savickas and Thor Bjornsson. And again, as in the barrels, he needs the big result. And look at the muscles on that upper body working hard here to break the inertia.
He's best part of 200 kilograms. That's the size of two very big men. He's enormous, Brian Shaw. Massive arms, massive hands, and he's putting them to good use at the moment.
And look at the speed of his feet. They are getting faster and faster. He is still powering this out. 43.35 from Terry Hollands. He was worried about what Brian Shaw could do, and rightly so. We are going to end up with a winning time in the 30s, are we? 40.56. This is ridiculous. It's almost like there is no added weight at all.
6 seconds. The new leader of the truck pull, Brian Shaw.
Well, being just so big, it helps enormously with the start. Forget all of his muscle. Having that mass to lean against it helps get over the inertia. But then he's got the power to get it up to speed. But hey, we've still got Bjornsson. He's won the last few truck pulls.
Mass moves mass, they say. Brian Shaw, 31 stone. Zadrina Savickas, slimline, not quite so big, Z, 26 stone. Less than that nowadays. Let's see what he can achieve here. Second in the competition, 3 points behind Thor Bjornsson.
Ready? Yeah, I don't mean to insult Z, of course. I wasn't writing him off. It's just that over the last 4 or 5 years, he just hasn't had a shout in the truck pull. 10 years ago, 15 years ago when he was in World's Strongest Man, this would have been his event guaranteed. But with bigger men like Bjornsson and Hollands and Shaw, he's always got this funny little step technique, different from everybody else. I'm not sure it works.
Pumping away with the feet. You can see the black marks that are being left on this parking lot surface by their grippy toes. That's how much strain is going in. They're having to reel in the rope really fast as he powers it to the line. He's not going to beat Shaw. Is he going to be in front of Terry Hollands? 43.35. He is not. So that was a really good run from Hollands. Third place currently for Zadrina Savickas.
Just outside of Hollands. Gave it absolutely everything. A near perfect pull for him. He had another 20 kilos body weight like Shaw. He may well be under the 40 seconds.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome from Iceland,
Thor Bjornsson does have that extra body mass. 30-odd stone of him. Plays Mountain in Game of Thrones.
Ready?
And this is where he needs that mountainous body weight. That huge power. He's almost standing up as he pulls it. It's almost like he's going to turn around and just tug it with one hand. He's daring it to defy him.
Now, he's the absolute opposite of Savickas. 2011, he turned up to World's Strongest Man. He did this same thing. He's driving his hips forward, big monster steps. Everyone started chuckling, but then he won it. And he's won every one ever since in the finals. So he's definitely favourite here, and it's looking decent.
33 seconds, 34 seconds. It's not when he crosses the line. It's when the front bumper of the truck gets to the line. And he is not going to beat Brian Shaw. 42.12 leaves him in second place. Terry Hollands will be third, but Brian Shaw is the winner. Thor Bjornsson might have to look at technique.
Brian Shaw taking the event then by almost 2 seconds from Bjornsson, and a much-needed win for the reigning champion. But a fine performance from Terry Hollands maintains his excellent truck pull record. The Englishman has never been outside of the top 3 in this event. Overall then, Bjornsson still leads, but Shaw is now just 4 points behind and holds second place, 1 point ahead of Savickas. Holland's performance in the truck pull has solidified his position in the top 5, but Hall and Charlet are down in 8th. Still, Eddie will have a chance to make up ground in our next event, as coming up it's one of his favourite challenges. Time to head to the Commerce Hotel for the squat lift.
Well, this is intimidating just to look at. You've got to get as many reps in your minute. 340 kilos, a mere 53.5 stone. Eddie Hall, first time in a World's Strongest Man finals, in 8th place at the moment. The leader so far, Jerry Pritchett, with a remarkable 11 reps. Warwick Brandt, Lawrence Charlet tied on 8 in second position, ahead of the